Hi everyone, we are back again with our home cooked meals from Home Chef. Today we are going to be making portobello parmesan with spaghetti and zucchini. Now this is a 30 to 40 minute prep and ready time. Let's get started. The grated parmesan, the mozzarella cheese, marinara sauce spaghetti, tablespoon of basil, zucchini, seasoned croutons, garlic cloves, and the portobello mushroom. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is prep all of your ingredients. So here we have some zucchini, we have some minced garlic here. Then we have a couple croutons over here. I'll show you guys. Croutons here as well. We're gonna either crush them up or we can leave them whole. It's your preference. You're gonna wanna start your water boiling. This isn't quite ready yet. So I'm gonna leave it there. Now I'm using regular spaghetti. You can use fettuccine, you can use spaghettini, you can use penne pasta. Now, as you guys got to see in my last video, I do like putting a little bit of olive oil in my water. It kind of prevents the spaghetti noodles from sticking to each other. I do put a little salt in there as well. Now, while the water is waiting to boil and we have the oven, we're gonna get a small baking pan. Got this one, it's about twice the size of my hand. Take your portobello mushroom. Anything that comes out of the portobello mushroom, you can just go ahead and throw into the pan that you're gonna make your sauce in, okay? So this is what the back of a portobello looks like. So you're just gonna scrape all the black part out, okay? I don't like to waste. I am a country girl, kinda, sorta. I don't let anything go to waste. Now that pan is a little warm. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there, okay? Yeah. You can go ahead and throw your garlic into your pan as well. We're just waiting for the water to boil. Next thing we're gonna do is prepare our portobello mushroom. So, what we're gonna do for the portobello mushroom is, with the gill side down, so this is the gill, I'm gonna put a tablespoon of olive oil on each one. We're gonna roast them in the oven for about 6 minutes. So you can go ahead and massage your mushroom with the olive oil, and that's just kind of to prevent it from sticking, from burning, because we're going to cook these to kind of soften them up a little bit before we go in and do the full kind of thing with them. So those are going to go in the oven for about 6 minutes. Alright, so in this pan we already have the minced garlic going. The water is starting to boil. We are going to drop the pasta in there in a couple minutes. We'll put the pasta in there when our portobellos come out of the oven, because then it'll take about 8 or 9 minutes for everything else to cook. That way everything will be ready at the same time. We're going to cook the pasta for about 8 to 10 minutes. So we already have our minced garlic. We have our guts from our portobello mushroom. We're going to go ahead and put our zucchini in there. So while that's cooking, put a little bit more olive oil in there. Put a little bit of salt, put a little bit of crushed pepper. We're gonna turn this down to about medium. Now with our sauce, we just have like a regular kind of red tomato sauce here. I'm gonna set this down. We're gonna use that in a minute. Softening up a little bit. You're just about ready to start prepping our portobello mushroom tops. And the water is boiling, so we're gonna go ahead and add the spaghetti. Like I said a little earlier, you can use whatever kind of pasta you choose. I chose to use spaghetti. You could use fettuccine. You could have used penne pasta or spaghettini. I just thought that the spaghetti went really well with this dish. These are starting to brown and soften, which is what we want. Got a little bit of that sizzle going on right there in that corner. We're gonna carefully flip these over. They're not too hot. All right, so now we're gonna actually stuff our portobello mushroom. Now what's gonna go inside of the portobello mushroom are the Parmesan and the marinara sauce, a little bit of mozzarella, and then the croutons are gonna go on top. Use a spoon here. Take a little bit of our marinara sauce. Now you don't want to necessarily spread it because it'll spread in the oven. So I just put a little spoonful on top. As you can see, once it warms, sorry about that. Once it warms, it'll start to spread. I'm gonna actually cut the heat on this. I'm gonna actually turn it completely off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the marinara to that. So we're gonna put our Parmesan here first on our portobello mushrooms. I'm gonna save a little bit of the Parmesan to go on top of the dish at the final, okay? Now I didn't wanna crush the croutons. I didn't wanna crush my croutons up because I like a little bit of bite. So I'm just gonna actually put them right on top here. And then, so this is about a cup of mozzarella. Like I said, you don't need to spread anything out. It's gonna do that on its own in the oven. Pasta is a little bit, it's almost ready. I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up a little bit. The reason why I cut the heat is because the ingredients in the marinara sauce are already kind of cooked and sauteed, which is what I want. They came to a golden brown color. And I don't want to cook the sauce. I don't want to dehydrate the sauce and let the water evaporate. So I just want to warm it, and so I cut the heat. We're actually going to take it off of the burner because it's boiling. A little trick I learned when I was younger to keep your pasta nice and warm is boil or kind of steam a little bit of water in a different bowl and put it on a warm burner. And then when you strain your pasta, if you return it to the heat here, it keeps the pasta nice and warm without drying it out, and then the steam keeps it from sticking. You can also put a little bit of olive oil in there, or you can use butter and stir that around. I try to use any oil that is already constant in the recipe. So these noodles are cooked al dente, which means they have a little bit of bite. They're tender enough to, you know, kind of wiggle around, but the inside is kind of, you know, has a little bit of grit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the pasta back to the sauce. Now that little bit of pasta sauce that that little inch of water that you guys saw me put in the bottom of the pan, I went ahead and added the noodles to it because these were cooked al dente. We don't want to overcook the noodles, but we didn't want to undercook them. And our portobello is actually ready, so I'm going to take that out of the oven. I'm going to show you guys right now just how beautifully these turned out. We're going to plate them soon. Take this there. I know I'm being really messy right now. Now, finished product, really good. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and eat, and I'll see you guys next episode.